the market? The market has been down for the better part of February. Should we be afraid or not? Should we move? Should we change portfolio or what? Then, of course, we move on to the business segment where we talk about sales and marketing. Why should we be concerned about sales and the marketing of your business? All of this after the break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Thank you. Welcome back to the Profit Point Show, and this is the stock market segment. I have in the studio as usual Ambrose Omodium. Ambrose is an investment analyst from Invest Data Limited. How are you, Ambrose?
I'm very fine.
You're always fine whether the market is up or down. I keep wondering.
Yeah, because if you understand the rudiment of capital market, you don't need to be afraid. If you're a stock market, you don't need to be afraid. Coming down is an opportunity, especially to increase your position. And also opportunity for you also switch out to another investment, another stock immediately. For me, it's not
nothing to be afraid of.
Especially when market has trying for a while, and then an uptrend, pullbacks are expected. If there's no pullback, recovery will be weak. The pullback give the market a strength to continue recovery. But if market continue on a straight line, like I've said in that program, is that market will also come down in that force. When the market moves sharply up, it's going to come down sharply. But if the market go up, it pullbacks, it continue that trend, that means that market is on the rise. But when we are going straight alone now, man, now what we are seeing now, market trying to pull back. Market touch about 42,000 something, now it's around 40, 400 and something. It's not, for me, it's not a bad situation at all, especially as earnings around the corner. And also, don't forget that in this part of the world, especially our market that had December as year end. But then the major earnings season is when companies are rewarding investors with dividend. And this is the season we're entering now. And most of them have entered before now. I wanted to see those numbers and how and what the company will be recommended. Why? Because the first quarter of this company, second quarter, third quarter, there was a trend that despite the pandemic, despite the coronavirus, the two months of lockdown, most companies posted a positive number during that quarterly earnings. Now after the full year, we want to see how the period will play on their full year result, and we are seeing indicators already that companies that have done better during that period of the quarter result are likely to reward us better too, because they are good numbers. And also, when we are hearing fillers in the market, this one, I see people are now that there's a pullback, this opportunity to move to stock that we are known before, that have good numbers. For me, pullback is an opportunity to the balance of portfolio is not what we done just every day. But when it's an opportunity to rebalance, not that you do it just because that you want to do this quarter. It's not more, sorry, it might not be monthly or quarterly. But when you see a pullback, it's an opportunity in different stocks in the market. You sell the one that you have made profit and move to the other one. I know that you still continue on the uptrend because different sector now to speak have different trend.
Okay, Ambrose, I understand what you're saying, but you also said one time that when you buy into a stock and it's lost 5%, you should check 7%. Okay, 5-7%. Okay, you check out. But then maybe that has to do with traders.
That's for purely traders.
Okay, so for investors, at what point should an investor be skeptical in staying into a stock?
Anywhere in the world, market is going to be a bear market when the market has lost 20%.
So we should wait until we lose 20%.
I'm coming. That is why I say this market is a bear market.
Okay.
So a lot of the market is still correcting in less than 10 below. It's still market correction pullbacks. Okay. But yeah, for me now, if you're a long-term investor, you have good stock that's into dividend-paying stocks, and you see price coming down. If you have money, it's for you to increase your stake in that position. So what attracted you in that company is still intact, and the company like that to pay dividend that's compared to the price is there. But when you see the company is posting number that is red already, you don't need somebody to say you should make 5%. And that company you have to exit, because at the end of the day, they're going to pay dividend. The price will go down. Because market these days will treat a company that posted poor results because they need the way they can make money. And if you are in a company that you see that the number emanating from the company are red, you sell off. That one don't need that boost of 5% or 7% or 10% to go out. That one, but if you are in a position that has good fundamental, you're a trader, and you see that it's going down, or there's a negative function that come. Once you have lost 7%, for those that are in buy and sell signal, but if you have 10%, so it's okay. But for those who buy, our goal is 7%. Once you lost 7%, sell out, so you can go to another, we can recover that 7% easily for traders. But if you are a long-term investor, the company has fundamental, there's push in that company, you are losing 10%, you don't worry. Because when markets start coming up, we are not going to sell, because not market down, you know, buying and selling, there's always a charge. commission. If you're not going to that, what must you your car? But if you let's say we trade that, we factor that's why our own is 7%. But when factoring your charges, you can around that 9 to 10%. But then you can move easily to get it back in another portfolio. But when we are lost 20% in the portfolio or 30%, moving to that, I have to wait because then we want to make another 60% to see you already are in equilibrium. For me, the market at this time should not send any panic at all. And also, another thing you should look at when it comes to any season. And the market buying structure has changed. Before now, we know that foreign investors are the one that dominate our market. But now the local investors, local institutions have taken over the market because the other investment windows were not attractive. They were low yield. They now moved to equity. But recently, there's little improvement in some other investment windows. These are coming up, but those cannot be compared with what's presently in the equity market. I believe that naturally funds will be leaving to those, but it can't be immediate because even though you want to buy those investments in that window, you have to wait longer. But in equity market, because the earnings is around the corner, you wait shorter to make your money. And also, when they pull back like this, yields become more attractive in equity. Because they pull back, you notice that more yields because companies have shared their price a little. No, for me, that is what is driving the market. And don't forget again, we just saw the inflation figure that just came. That was on Monday and Tuesday. Now, also review that the position of our inflation now, I will put those other investment windows in a deeper negative return. Now it's above even the market already. The market is about 0. But because equity has the potential of giving a yield of 10%, 7%, 8%, 12% to speak now, it's closer to even to the 16% we are seeing as inflation. But you that you're having a 4% return on your investment and inflation is already 16%, you see your return is already negative. Then there's still opportunity for equity market. And also because of the new technology and what is happening, the new normal, there are some sectors that whether they pay dividend or not, numbers that come to that company will be what? Will be positive. And because their earnings will be good. And I said it everywhere that on the long run, on the short run, earnings drive what? Equity prices. Because that immediately tell you what's happening in the company. Because you don't want to see the name of the company or who is the name of the manager. The numbers of that company tell you whether this company is doing well or not. And when you see that number that they are doing well, you hold on. That means something is good coming there. But when the numbers are not good, and as we go into the new year, almost February is almost coming up now, we have seen companies that have a trend that, because of this. And that's why when I tell you that healthcare sector is attractive, it's not because of only government incentive. What is happening globally, the new trend has supported that sector already. Also, if you look at it, telecom is attractive. It's not because of it's just to make up. Because the new normal have shifted a lot of sales to them. People are working from home. There's a lot of demand for what? For data and all those stuff. You still make your call. Now there is insecurity here. Now people are not to travel more, make call and do all that on the phone. You do your meeting, on the for that there will be demand for such a. No, that means now. People not to be afraid for the market. If you seem to set up trend and be better, like what I'm preparing a special video for how to invest in case the market starts going down. Because in a bear market, in a bull market, it's opportunity for you to make money. You don't just say because market is not going back. You don't know. The opportunity is that just to fine-tune your knowledge, increase what you have learned, and also play the market along. Bear market, you make profit. Bull market, you will depend on your strategy. And inflation coming out, I'll tell you that this is the time for our economic managers, especially the policy makers and the managers themselves, they need to come together. You can see the policy they are bringing out is not helping the economy. I think it's time for them to review or rethink it. For example, now inflation just hit about 16 point something. Before it came last week, I said that there was a publication that said the landing cost of fuel is already 180.
Yes.
Then after that week, now it says it's already 190. Now 2 days ago, they increased fuel to 170. Automatically, what we've done that with that kind of policy or your adjustment, because you are deregulating the sector, the sector, and you are not taking your price to what's happening in the international market. Good. That means anytime crude moves to like $70 now, Nigeria should be ready to pay more. And let me tell you, pay more is not because you want to buy fuel. All the goods, from the village, the farm, leaving that farm to the market. The man will transport that goods, will factor in all this increment in what's going to pay to the woman that has that goods, and the woman will not put that price, into the cost of what's going to sell in the market. That means, inflation also gather more food items. That is the figure we use for inflation. And it is up the way what I do, and people's salary are not in that direction. That means the policy makers and all should see that let their policy complement each other. Because I remember when the CBN was reappointed for the second time, The man said, oh, he started to make inflation 1 digit.
Not even going to do that.
Not up to 2 months, they close the border. And when they close the border, you say we should look inward, and we are not prepared. The day they close the border till now, inflation has been on a straight uptrend till now. Even they open the border in January or in December, you can only feed the little part of that they open on quarter or month-to-month inflation, because food items or some core items drop a little. But insecurity is not helping matter, because also those in the farm cannot access their farm. And it's goods coming from the farm are also small, and there is high demand on it. For me, these are the things we should look at for inflation.
I asked you that question last week.
For me, investors will just, it's a concern of every investor, both local and international, that come. The economic managers, their policies are not complementing each other. And I believe anywhere in the world, the fiscal authority and the monetary authority work together to drive economic growth. But in this case, the monetary is trying to adjust rates so that people can have cheap fund. Even when having cheap fund, and the cost of doing business is high. The what the essence of having the cheap fund.
Sure. I asked you that question last week. That it's, to me, it seems like in between the devil and the deep blue sea, because we can't pray that fuel price shouldn't go up. By the end of the day, immediately we see that fuel price is up, we know that domestic price is also up, and we know that inflation is up, everything goes up. So we are smiling here, but we are crying more on this side. So I really don't know how they will balance that equation, but I know that we can't continue, because if fuel price, international crude price should go up like 250, are we going to selling petrol here for
500 naira?
That would be ridiculous.
The funniest thing is that now, as we speak now, many of the big banks in the world have predicted that with the new super cycle we're having in fuel, in crude oil, the price that is going to hit $100 is high before the end of the year. Because see a lot of changes in the world. Now the vaccines already there. That means lockdown for many economies globally is reduced. And see that people are even buying to inject their people. Even the 7G is planning to have a world meeting to sponsor Africa, so other people that cannot have, so they can. That means the possibility of lockdown economy again is reduced. That means there is demand for fuel, for consumption for fuel. That means crude oil gradually is on the rise. That means touching that 100 now, the possibility is high. Even the little coal that is having in the US has even moved the price from $60 to $65.14 as yesterday night. That means the trend, that means if you touch 17 naira, our fuel will go to 200 naira. The way it's going. They tell us that the landing cost is now 300. For me, and you say you have done your vision and you are not doing subsidy again. Even the subsidy you are not seeing even before now you say the subsidy is not there, and this year we are not seeing the anyway, I think we need to go back and review our policies, especially the physical and the monetary. This is the time for them to make sure we complement each other, because monetary cannot stand alone. Physical cannot stand alone. They are all working together to make sure the economy is delivered from this front movement today in economy.
Tomorrow.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, let's hope for the best.
I believe you.
Let's hope for the best. Okay, let's go on to the gainers and losers as of close of yesterday. Nigerian Stock Exchange market. And Julius Berger topped the gainers charts, gaining 9.73%, followed by Honeywell, Flower, then Cornerstone Insurance, Wapik, and Prestige. And then on the losers chart, we had Better Glass losing 9.75%, Japol Gold follows suit, Fitsin, Chi PLC, and Vitaphone. So looking at the gainers charts once again, gainers charts, so we've got 3 insurance companies there. And what's going on here? We have insurance sectors, companies too on the losers charts, but insurance sector for me personally, I can't, okay, let me not say I can't buy. It's not a stock that, it's not a sector that will come to my mind.
Yeah,
when I want to invest. So let me not say I can't buy, because by the time I knock off telecoms, I knock off agriculture, I knock off healthcare, I'm sure I will have exhausted my funds. So, but what do you have to say to this gainers chart and losers? Last week also, Wednesday, we saw insurance sector, the same trend. What's going on in the sector?
The oscillating trend in the general market, the seesaw movement was in the market. It's all about investor moving from one point or one position today to the other position, looking for where there is better yield in terms of, I told you earlier, dividend that is coming, because the better dividend is coming because numbers have pulled down from almost 42,000 index down to 40 times. There's a little downtrend, and people are taking opportunity of that to buy. Well, look at the sector they are focusing now. You see what you just what you just mentioned now. The construction sector top the gainers chart. And this is a company that posted even negative quarter results because they said the cost of exchange cost, the account were in red. But when they released their unaudited full year for 2019, they turned positive. On that note, people are saying that, oh, they are likely to pay dividend at the end of the day. Because the best way and the way to assess a company is not the name of the manager, but are they concerned in dividend payment? That is how what investors are interested. We traders are not interested in dividend, but it can drive your price for you as a trader. But investors are saying that this company, are they concerned? When they are concerned, means you are healthy. Even when you are sick under, that is why of big companies abroad, they are paying dividend, but they are sick. But because we are paying it, that is why anywhere in the world, people want to look at that dividend. But they saw that from the result of Julius Vega, they are likely to pay dividend. People are not taking because the price is low at 18 naira. For me, that is why there's just dividend expectation is impacting on that. But if you look at the insurance at the Honeywell, also it's just market sentiment. But Honeywell just released their third quarter result, was impressive, but Honeywell is not a dividend paying stock this period because it has March as year end. And Honeywell dividend will come out from May, June. Yeah. For me, just because the number they released, third quarter was impressive, and also investors think that it's also oscillating. That traders are the one in charge of the movement in Honeywell. It's not more for investors now, because investors are thinking of where they can get dividend. Unless you are thinking long, you can be buying now in Honeywell because there's sign already that their numbers are looking up, which is good. But for the insurance company, I will tell you, it's just sentiment movement. Now if you say up and down because the prices are low. And when market is in this kind of situation, there's people want to take advantage of low price. You can move low price easily. Now that there's a rule in the market that 100,000 units of stock can move price. If you have 100, if you want to buy a store that is selling for 20 kobo, and you want to buy 100,000, you can easily move the price up. That's why you can see that they can move up and down. And people can sell off when they make 10%. When they make, because it's usually moved up. For me, that is just sentiment of the market and the trader playing on those insurance company. If you look at the loser chart, the Better Glass has also moved before now to almost 19 naira, and they've been on the sell down, profit taking from almost 19 naira to this price. I mean, people are really selling off, and that one just sell off. I'll see it for that Better Glass. But for the Japo is purely profit taking. This is a stock that the rumor of going into gold, and forgetting that in this part of the world in Nigeria, federal government and the state government has their own rule already. You can't extract gold in Nigeria without federal government approval. You cannot extract gold in the states without the state approval. They must say, police, they will come together to approve it. For you can. That means the documentation alone is not easy. And they've not started. The rumor that the China company is entering to the company moved the price from just 20 kobo to 1 naira 56 kobo. Now, if people have sold that, take profit to this around 175, 79 kobo as at before it lost yesterday. For me, it's purely profiting. But if actually they are going to good and the price is low, I think investors should wait, or people that are thinking long, let's start seeing their number. This is a company that earlier before now they came to the market that they are going to go into more of extraction, local production. But 6 years ago, 8 years ago. Since that yesterday, they didn't pay any dividend.
They're sounding like Wando.
They didn't pay dividend. They didn't pay dividend. Now another entrance again of a China company. People were carried away with that news of China. They went to the stock, from 20 kobo to almost, as I said. But people are taking profit. But for me, I would advise anybody that want to buy into, Japan Gold. You wait to see the documentation when they have started their mining, and you have seen that they started mining. Then when they start selling, you know that's going to impact on their numbers. Because I'll tell you, whether in the long run or the short run, earnings is good to tell you what is happening in the company, also support the price of that company. But if you are there for a long-term investor, because there are some people that they are growth investor, they want to go to the company. Yes, you can go there for growth investment. You want to take long time. But also when you are taking long time, something to attract you. If those things are attract you, they are not there, you better run away.
Okay, GPLC.
GPLC is also a insurance company. But what Vitafoam is company that they just marked down this week on Monday for a dividend of 70 kobo.
Okay.
Now, for me, the price is just adjusting. But the good thing is that look at the first quarter result of Vitafoam. Very impressive number. That means this provides an opportunity for investors to take advantage of Vitafoam, because Vitafoam has potential. Because Vitafoam is an allied business with healthcare.
Yeah.
It's like, anything, if healthcare is doing well, they're bound to impact. Not only that, they have developed into other business again. They've expanded to Ghana, other places. That means they are moving. For me, I see the prospect for Vitafoam. If you are there, this pullback will be an opportunity for you to increase your stake. If you are not there, buy, because their second quarter is coming at the end of March. It will also be better if you are seeing already a good sign from the first quarter. And if you look at the 2020 results from first quarter to the last quarter, the results were looking up. shows that what is happening in the economy or the global world is not for us, it's also a plus for them. Because if you are opening more treatment center, you need more bed.
Of course.
And they are going to put the kind of bed you need that. Both for the state level, federal level, there's a lot of business for them. And they have two other things. They're not only just they are producing only foam. They have other business they are doing. For me, Vital Foam has post-spread now. You can stay there for a long time if you're a long-term investor. For me, the pullback is an opportunity for people to buy at a good price.
All right, thank you, Amber. So a preview sector for this week is the agri sector. I mean, agri sector, I don't see downturn. Because even in when I say real life, I'm talking about the real operation of the stock markets, they seem to be doing well. Yeah. And that's a sector that over time, bulk of them, I'm not saying all of them, bulk of them, the preschools of this world, the Okomo oil, they've been bringing out good results. So I don't know what's going to happen that is going to make that different.
This 2021.
This 2021, at least this 2020. I don't know. We will stop consuming more. I don't know. It's a sector that I'd always love that sector for a long. But then, from an analysis point of view, what do you have to say to the sector?
They just display the data from the companies in that sector. If you look at numbers that came from Presco and Okomo and Livestock, these are the ones that are active now. The other one like Ella Lake and
FTN
Cocoa is just coming up. That sector is just coming up now, gradually. But apart from the one that are listed, if you look at other ones that are not listed, they are busy, they are flourishing their business now because of government incentive, their CBN incentive, and also want to feed ourselves.
Naturally.
We want to feed ourselves, and we have population. And if you enter that business, you're going to make money. Depends on your plan and other stuff. But for me, the economic recovery is a plus for the sector because people consume more. Only that the government has not looked the way of the workers now. Even they say that they've increased their minimum wage to 30,000. Most states are not paying. With what is happening now, people purchasing power are still low. But we believe that food comes first. That's why I tell you that you can't be drinking alcohol when you have not eaten. When you consider, you can see for the last 5 years, that sector, all those brewery company, their sales are remain what on stagnant. But for all those that I like, you can see the numbers coming from them from quarterly basis have been on uptrend because there's activities. Especially when the border was closed, they enjoy a lot of patronage. They were looking, especially the Okomus and the Presco. When the border was closed, they have like 3 years sales already. When the border, that means they are still having those sales the next 3 years. Because when the end of Okomu came on board on the air to say that because of the border closed, company have put order for 3 years ahead. Even when now they open the border, the mother company say no, we don't. You have to service them. That means that sector say no, that government have interest that you have to create employment. So through this agricultural sector, they want to create employment according to government. That means they want to give more loans so that this people can expand their business and also employ more. It's when your business is expand, like you need more workers to join. That means this sector is a place for many people to think for long term. For now. For a long time, you can take position, and their numbers are good. If you look at the numbers of Okomas, their unaudited full year was about 7 naira 74 kobo for Kobo, for Presco having about 7 naira 3 kobo, and for Livestock having about 13 kobo or 12 kobo for full year. Then they are giving inside that you expect dividend from them. Their dividend might not be commensurate to the price because they can't pay 7 naira, or if they are paying 5 naira from their dividend for the earnings they are having 5 naira. That alone will also move the price, especially for Presco that is below 80 naira. Okomu is already around 93. I see opportunity in Presco, and also when this Livestock pull back again, it's a opportunity for people to jump in. But Livestock is going to go back to that trend. Because that trend is coming down because this year we're going to see positive number from this sector. That means any pullback in their price is an opportunity to buy. Investors will just look at where are we moving to. But even if the market is down, there are some sectors that has positive trend that you should look at. That's why when a video come out how to invest in a bear market, you know where to be. You don't need to panic. Whether it's bear market or bull market, you still make money in the capital market. I'm
just wondering, what can we do to actually make more? For starters, I feel that sector is very fragmented, even in I always say real life, not on the stock market. Yeah. That's one sector that has little players.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Cottage
industry. I'm just wondering, Okomo is into palm oil. Yeah. We can't really substitute palm oil.
Yeah.
So we can almost guarantee their sales. Prisco is there too. Okay. I'm just wondering how we can bring in more companies to the stock market, but then you have to first make them big enough to even come to the market.
That's why, like company like this, what's it called, Ella Lake and the FT Kuku, see people have interest already. Investors know that there's potential in that sector. I see that people want to buy and hold bulk of the stock so that when it become a big company, because that's where livestock started. Livestock started from just 70 kobo, 30 kobo price, moved to 311 kobo. And why? Is because the holding structure is tight. UAC has about 75% of livestock. I mean, the share is not outside that people are dump like that. That is why you see big boys entering stock like that Ella Lake, that FT not that it's 50 kobo, 70 kobo, 80 kobo, just to hold on. Like when they start bouncing up, back up and making money, they control the price. For me, if you're a long-term investor today, we can look at that way, because most of them are attractive at this point now.
All right, thank you very much, Ambrose. This brings us to the end of the stock market segment. We go on break, and when we return, we go on to the business segment where we talk about sales and marketing and why you should be concerned about sales and marketing of your business. We'll be right back after this break. Stay with us. Thank you. Welcome back. It's to the Profit Point Show, and this is the business segment. We're talking about sales and marketing now. A lot of businesses actually confuse sales with marketing. Some even feel that it's the same thing. I mean, they're the same thing, but obviously there's a difference, or there are differences between sales and marketing, and that's what we want to talk about today on this segment. I have Dr. AYOOLA, AJASA, MDC Guarantee Images Communication Limited. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And thanks for coming on board.
It's my pleasure.
All right, let's start off with defining what sales is and what marketing is, so that we can clarify the differences between them.
Primarily, when we talk about sale, we're talking about making commodity available for customers in exchange for cash. Okay. Going further, we want to talk about sales as in the effort being made by a business owner to enhance its sales, either by reducing prices or giving some certain incentives to be able to attract customers to buy his or her product. That's that. But when we talk about marketing, it's more deeper. Marketing is actually more about, it's a process which a business owner embark on, which includes researching. You want to research into the market or the audience or the available market that you want to exploit. It involves promoting your product, and it involves selling, and majorly it also includes distribution of such product. A scholar once said that marketing is a warfare where bolts and arrows do not win the battle, but good marketable ideas. What is that saying? It's trying to tell you that you are in a battle in the marketplace. So you got to harness all your arsenal to be able to get your own market shares and beat the competitors to it.
Okay. All right. So for a business, you know, we have different classes of sizes of businesses, the micro, the macro. So is it compulsory for a business to have sales separately, marketing separately, or if you can just combine the two, or focus on just one area?
Well, it depends on the size of the organization.
Okay.
Where you have in multinationals and big companies, they could separate, or they do separate these two functions because they are actually different. Marketing is about pleasing your products in the mind of the people. Marketing is about getting the loyalty of your target audience to buy your product. It's more deeper than just presenting the product and selling it. So there are two functions. And as a result of that, in some smaller companies, you have them combining the two together because they are also interwoven. Okay. One is subsumed in the other. Sales is subsumed in marketing. You cannot do the sales without the marketing. Marketing actually goes ahead to water the ground for sales to happen.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's look at the things a company needs to put in place.
Okay.
For you to have effective sales and marketing in terms of infrastructure, your procedure and processes, your staff, maybe the culture, as in for you to have effective sales and marketing, what should a company put in place?
Yes. You know, I told you that it's a process, and marketing is all encompassing. So let's start from the issue of the infrastructure.
Okay.
Now, you cannot have an effective marketing procedure or marketing strategy if you don't have the appropriate structure and infrastructure in place. For instance, let's talk about the product.
Okay.
You cannot have a good product which is to be marketed if the necessary machineries are not there. In terms of sales, in terms of marketing, you won't expect your marketing staff or sales staff to be walking barefooted on the street.
Okay.
Certainly, you will need to provide logistics and vehicles for marketing. What about distribution vehicles? You know, all of these are very, very important in ensuring your marketing objectives are being achieved. Now, having said that, let's look at staffing. To me, that is the core of the entire marketing process, because the marketing effort is not going to be done by inanimate object. It's going to be done by the people. So it starts from who do you employ. Brian Tracy, in his book, made mention the fact that the people is actually the core of marketing. That is, right from the position of, right from the employment state, you want to ensure that you employ the right person in the right position and kick away those that are not functioning. And you will discover that in most organizations, including the nation today, one of the challenges that we're having is putting the wrong people in the wrong place. So in marketing, you see, because marketing is empirical. Marketing is not a thing that you want to hide behind others. It's about results. If you are not bringing in the money, it's obvious. So for that to happen, for an organization that knows what it is doing, you want to ensure that you bring in the right people, you train them, you make provision for all the necessary equipment and incentive to get your marketing objective achieved. Now, when you talk about processing is also very important, because where there is no structure, I mean, nothing will happen. So in that case, you want to ensure that right from the process of research, production, sales, production, the product itself, the packaging of the product, the sales, the distribution, and the return of your proceed. You want to ensure that you have a good process in place to get that done. Because the end result of marketing in our local palace is to bring in the money. If the money is not coming in, you are not marketing anything. Sure. So you've got to bring in the check. So if the check is not being returned, that is, as far as we are concerned, sales is zero. Which other one did you mention now?
Process. Staff, the budgets, as in...
Okay, budget.
Yes.
Budget, in fact, again, that sounds as the foundation for everything. You see, because ab initio, you've got to budget for everything.
Sure.
Right from the product, the marketing effort, and the rest. And of course, you know that in your budget, it accommodates all your overheads and the rest. And your profit margin. And everything. So if your budgeting is not right, your marketing effort will be zero, and you will not be able to achieve your set goals and objectives. So budgeting all the way, from all the levels. You know, when we start talking about the marketing mix, you want to talk about product, you've got to budget for it. You want to talk about the placement of your product, you've got to budget for it. You want to talk about promotion, you've got to budget for it. You want to talk about even the pricing will now determine your profit level, which you would have also budgeted to ensure that whatever price you are putting on that product, will you be able to also
recoup everything?
Yes.
All right. So, from your expert point of view, some companies see marketing now, right?
Yes.
They see like something they need to do when they are making money.
Okay.
So, when they are not making money, they're not marketing. So, it's something that comes after we have money.
Okay.
While some see it as we need it to make money. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
So, in a down economy now, you see some companies just shedding off money for marketing because we are not making money. But what do you recommend a company? Should marketing be used as strategy to make more money, or should it be something that comes in when you've made money?
Where you have experts managing an organization or the marketing department of an organization, you advise them. I mean, you give them the professional advice. Now, marketing is needed ab initio in order for you to make that profit.
Okay.
So, to me, your inability to do the right marketing or implement the right marketing strategy will affect your sales. And if sales is going down, then your profit will come down. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's important that you market, and it should come first. However, in the situation where the business is low, there are other amendments one could do in terms of jiggling your marketing strategy, so that at least you can reduce cost here and be able to get this other cost from, get more revenue from here, and deploy it to the appropriate place where you must continue to be in business. Now, the truth of the matter is that if you fail to do what you are supposed to do, the market does not wait for you.
Obviously.
The competitors are there. They are not, there is no mercy. There is no, is my siblings, is not the issue in marketplace. It's a war. It's a war. So if you fail to do what you are supposed to do, then at the end of the day you'll be out of the marketplace.
All right. The next question would have been sales tactics, marketing tactics that business should employ. But I need you rather to explain how a business owner with the vision and the mission, how he or she can actually market that to the staff. Because if your staff don't believe in what they are selling, customers will see it. I've been to, went to one company some time ago, and right from the person at the gate, you could see the happiness, and the gatesman could actually tell you what the business, what they do, without even stepping, because you know that he's already been fed what the company is about. He knows it, he believes it, because it's one thing for you to be told this is what we do, and it's one thing for you to actually believe and appreciate that we can do it. And you go to some companies and like, do you do this? And like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you work here, but you don't know.
Exactly.
So how do a business owner actually pass down, because the business owner, the first set of customer, the staff. So how would you recommend the business owner sell his or her own idea to the first set of customers, which are the staff?
That is very key, because when we talk about vision, vision is actually your foreseeable future. When you talk about vision, you're talking about where your company is going to be in the future. Now, if you have that in mind as an entrepreneur, you must be able to pass it down to your staff. And how do you get that done? Number one, make it plain.
Okay.
State it clearly. Let every door, possibly every office that you have in your company, have your vision statement and mission statement. Number two, every staff or every new employee that comes into your company, you've got to ensure that you conduct a kind of induction, or what we call orientation, to baptize them into the organization and make them realize that this is the vision. Repeat it. Not only like that, share the vision on daily basis with your staff. You've got to share it. You've got to make them realize that this is where we're going. In every meeting, make them possibly recite it.
Okay.
Yes, possibly recite it, so that they will know that this is where we're going. Because don't forget that it's possible for somebody to be coming from a competitor's, a competitive company.
Yeah.
And he's coming with that idea. But here we do things differently. Here, this is what, this is our niche. This is why we're different. That person need to be, that staff need to need to know. We need to teach him to know. What else do you do? I've talked about sharing it. Then plan around your vision. Plan around it. Let everything you are doing shows that you are driving towards the vision. Okay. At every level, let all the line managers also plan along that line of vision. Then be committed to the vision. You know, it's something, it's a different thing to say I have a vision. It's another thing to be committed to it. It's another thing to pay lip service to it. Are you getting my point? You see, we're talking business. I'm trying to caution myself not to go into other aspects of life. You will discover that in this nation today, people say something
and act differently.
And act differently. And that is the problem. And that's why we're where we are. We're not committed to our vision. We're not committed to our goals. We're not committed to our mission. And finally, finance the vision. Finance it. We're talking about marketing. You want to take over all the, you want to take over a larger percentage of the market share, for instance, in telecom in Abeokuta. So what do you need to do? Finance it to make it happen. So with that, you will discover that all your staff will key in, and everybody will run with the vision.
I understand. I used to have a boss that he gets to the office at 7 a.m. in the morning. So you don't have a choice. Why will you be late?
And don't forget, don't forget, ma. A late comer don't catch late comer.
Exactly. How will you know? When you're late. He's the chief market. He brought in the bulk of the sales. So you can't tell him he's not bringing any money. So the T, he follows the procedure from dressing. So he didn't need to say anything. Just that. Even the boss is not found in the who are you that you now. So it's one thing for you to set a mission and a vision and this is how we do things. It's actually another thing for you to do it because people actually follow you more when they see what you're doing than what you said should be done. All right, we have a few minutes to go. So let's talk about few tactics, sales tactics now, and few marketing tactics that businesses can actually employ in their businesses.
Okay. There are several strategies or tactics that one can employ, but I will just be very brief and pick those ones that are very, very important. The first thing that I tell business owner is that the benefit, let it come first.
Okay.
The benefit that the product is offering or your services are offering, push it to the people. When they see that your product is providing solution to their problem, you sell. That's number one. 2, research to understand your prospect. Maybe that should even be the first one. You research to understand the prospect, the market you want to reach. Now, because there's no point producing a product that I don't need or that the market does not need. So it's important for you to take that. Then also, for the benefit of those that are just coming up, target the small market first. Start from somewhere. And you'll begin to see that. In fact, I always recommend start from your family. Sell the juice to your family first, and we'll see to what extent that will go. Not only that, connect with the people. Connect with the people. Now, of course, these days, we have a lot of marketing platform that you can use. The new media is a must for you these days. If you want to sell, whatever you are selling, you've got to be on the new media. Then, tell the people the story. Tell them the success story of what your product or services has rendered. The testimonial, let them have it. Then, don't ignore any phone call. I tell people that are into marketing or sales, you don't ignore, except maybe you are in, even those that are selling PMS and whatever, that they have sure market, they don't even ignore calls. So if you are selling anything, you don't ignore calls. It's very important. Then follow up. You've got to follow up. You see, I have an attitude. That attitude is until you tell me go away, I don't go.
You even go away and come back, maybe with better money.
Exactly. You know, so these are few ones, and be flexible. Of course, you've got to be flexible because of competitors and all of those stuff. I talked about the issue of internet and all of those, so you've got to leverage on it. If you don't have that capacity, please get somebody that could do it for you, and you will see that you are making some progress.
All right, so some school of thought, or rather, the school of thought believes that marketing is marketing, even guerrilla marketing, where you see some companies, they'll put down their competitors just to look good. What do you think? What do you feel about that?
That's not ethical.
Okay.
That's not ethical, and it's not encouraging. And if that competitor actually knows his onions, there could be a litigation. So, and you start doing that, a company does that when it has nothing new to offer. As far as I'm concerned, when your product is unique, and you have your own niche market, go after it. Why would you pull down someone else? Why would you want to destroy somebody else's market? But it happens. It happens. Some do it stylishly.
All right. So all the things we've mentioned as far as making sales and marketing effective has been inward. How do competitors actually shape the sales and marketing tactics of a company?
Yeah, competitors, the first thing I'm going to tell you is that they do shape sales and marketing effort of every organization.
Okay.
So what do I say to that? Don't ignore the competitors. Don't ignore them. You ignore them is at your own peril. In fact, you have to study them to know what they are doing. Find out what your competitors are doing. Not only that, plan ahead of them. Plan ahead of your competitors. Then take steps ahead of them to be able to maintain your own market share, possibly get some of theirs as well. And finally, like I usually say, don't copy the competitors, be unique. You will discover that when you're able to do all of this, competitors will not be your problem.
All right.
It won't be your problem.
There's another strategy that I know that, well, few companies, they've employed it, but I always say that except you're big enough financially and you have the capacity to actually undo it, don't do it. That's reducing your price as a price war. Keep reducing it, because we all believe that customers will always want cheaper products so far they give the same value. So keep on reducing your price. What do you have to say to this? What kind of company should go? How low should you go? Well, if you have to employ this kind of strategy?
Of course, you should know that pricing itself, every price of a product has its own objective.
Okay.
And then to every business owner is a marketing tool that you can employ to penetrate the market, to get the larger share of the market. Just like you have mentioned, some organizations, they have the capacity to say, okay, we will deal with. We've seen it happen.
Of course.
We've seen it happen. You know, all these our brothers from the Asian countries and all of them. When they come into the country, what you think it is impossible, they will tell you it is possible. And before you know it, I don't know, of course, you can't be mentioning names here. You will discover that they penetrated the market. So it's a strategy. In fact, one of the marketing mix you can use the way you want, as far as you will remain in business, is pricing.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on board. I know we have a lot to say when it comes to sales and marketing, and I'm sure if you've kept on, you still have something.
Yes, there is something that I noticed that you're about rounding up now. It's very important for me to state this, and it's key in business: integrity. Integrity is key. You see, you can't deceive people twice or more than twice. More than twice. You deceive me today, I won't buy your product tomorrow. So let business owners, let products deliver on their promises. And please, let's do our business with integrity. It will go a long way to help this country and to help our various businesses.
Thank you so much, Mr. AJASA. Thanks for coming on board.
Thank you.
All right, this brings us to the end of the show, Profit Point. Thanks for watching, and this show returns same time next week, Thursday, same station, of course, Ogtv. Remember, the coronavirus is still very real, so stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.